first.
So, I'm having
I'm
a
Desiree.
baby.
Well, you know, guys.
Cut. Kickity cut. My name's JB. I hit 3. Barbie. He. Think it's funny? Back up, dog. You don't know me. Don't jump, frog.
You ready?
Yep. All right, guys. Well, howdy-ho. Okay, sorry. Hey, guys. How you doing? Jake and Desiree here. You know us. You love us. You fear us. So, guys, we're pregnant. We're pregnant. Baby number cuatro. For those who don't know, that's Spanish for 4.
So if you follow me on Instagram, you're probably coming over from there because you know after we announced on my stories, I threw up a question box and you guys were able to ask questions that we will answer today. Okay, so morning sickness. I actually have not really been sick at all. I had major fatigue weeks like 5 through 10, but I've only felt nauseous a couple of times, like a small handful of times.
Remember our first baby was baby Callie, and I made dinner for my wife. I was so happy. It was like first told her she was pregnant. Like, man, I'm gonna take over. And I made a really good dinner. And she walked in and she said, "You throw it away right now. Throw it in the trash." She was really sick. So that's good when that doesn't happen. I was really hurt. It really hurt my feelings.
Really helpful to not be sick. When did you start suspecting it and when did you actually find out for sure? So this kind of goes along with another question of, was this planned? Which came up a lot. Yes, this is not a surprise baby. We planned for this baby in like April. We were kind of like, okay, you ready? And we both were. So I know my body pretty well. So while we were like planning to do it, not like do it.
We put it on our calendar every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
No.
Intercourse.
But after we decided we were going to have a baby, I just know my body. So I knew when I was ovulating. And
started wearing more provocative clothing. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You started letting
the girls hang loose. Anyway, so we had intercourse while I was ovulating. So I expect we're all big kids here. We had intercourse. That's how I got pregnant. Yeah. So anyway, I knew it was coming, and I tested like 2 weeks after. And I expected my period. I've never really had consistent periods, but for 3 months straight I had. So I was expecting it like on a Sunday, and I waited until Tuesday to test because he was going out of town. And I always like to wait and not test when he's around. So he left, and then I tested, and it was actually negative.
Sorry, I got the shimmery timbers. Sorry.
And I was like, oh dang, like I really thought I was pregnant. And I tested again 2 days later, and it was positive. Which leads to the question, how did you tell Jake and the kids? I will upload that video, and we actually need to sit down. We need to watch it together, and then we need to discuss it as y'all are watching it. Because
you need to, you know what you should do? You should make a complication. You should make a
Let's make a complication.
You know what I'm saying though, right? Of how you've told me for all the kids. Do you have video of all of them?
I don't know. I know I have one of them. But yeah, I will upload that video. You guys will see both that and the kids. Callie, Judah, and Hosanna definitely like doesn't really get it. Judah kind of feeds off of Callie, and Callie gets a little camera shy. So when we told them we were recording, and she was just a little camera shy about it. And then when the cameras went off, and like 10 minutes later, she was like, "We're having a baby." But I'll share all that later. Names you are considering if you're not waiting to announce.
I don't have any names yet.
Yeah, we don't really ever talk about names until we find out the gender. I personally don't like it. I mean, I have like a list of names, but I don't really like to do it because then I get attached to a name and I start like thinking about that baby, like as that person and that name, and then like it's the other gender. I'm all sad. which leads to the most asked question, will you find out the sex of the baby? We haven't even talked about this because we have for all of the kids, and I'm actually kind of tempted to not this time.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think I could be convinced. I've always been like very much like, no, we need to find out so we can plan and get clothes and like all this, and I just always want to know. I'm semi-tempted for this one to find out.
I'd do it.
You're interested in that?
Yeah,
kind?
let's do it. I mean,
But I could also be
it's drastically
tempted to
going
not.
to change my emotions and thoughts on that day. You know, it's like, oh, another boy. Oh, another girl. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I could be convinced. We still have a month and a half.
Although it'd be
a
fun
month
to
or two to figure
It'd be
it
fun
out.
to do a gender reveal though.
I know. There's lots of pros and cons. to
Invite the
both.
whole neighborhood out. Have a barbecue.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of undecided.
Okay. I'll keep yawning. Okay.
But do I think boy or girl? I'm like 97% sure this is a boy.
Cool.
Like I'm also confident I'll like go buy boy clothes. My pregnancy has been exactly the same as Judah's, and the girls both had me
Sick.
super sick.
Yeah, oh, she was awful. Just kidding.
But yeah, it was like really, I was like down and out, and his pregnancy was exactly like this. So I'm getting boy vibes. How many weeks preggo are you?
10 weeks.
I also, just for the fun of it, haven't decided if I'm going to share that yet. If I'm going to just keep it secret and be like, I'm due in January, anytime in January, and baby could arrive, or I'm going to say, just for fun. I don't know. I reserve the right to change my mind on that. But for right now, baby due in January.
I said 10 weeks already.
But I'm not 10 weeks.
Yeah. Wrong.
Jake, when are the other kids' birthday months?
September, April, July. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
July
so
28th,
this is
April
kinda- this
3rd,
is kinda-
and September 20th.
This is kind of fun. We have a baby now in every season. We have a winter,
Yeah,
spring, a
fall,
summer,
and
a
a
fall.
summer.
Does this make you want to move sooner? Does it make you want to move sooner?
No. No. I remember at our first apartment we had 2 kids in a room. I was like, this is gonna be awful, and it wasn't awful. So no, I mean, if we could, I would move, but I'm content right now. I'm content.
Yeah, I don't think it makes me want to move sooner. I like babies, and we won't really get into this until later, but they do kind of come with a lot of stuff. They don't need a lot of stuff, but they do kind of come with a lot of stuff. And we don't have a lot of storage space. The house is a good size. It's 3 bedrooms. This is another question of, is the baby gonna share a bedroom with Hosanna? And no. Right now, the plan is for Hosanna to move in with the other 2. So that
know
should
that.
be interesting. Yeah.
Bunk bed?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a bunk bed for Judah and Callie and have Hosanna on the other side. I mean, our other 3 kids, none of them have stayed in our bedroom past 6 weeks. And a 6-week-old baby is not sleeping through the night. And if you have them in there with Hosanna, you're in there doing like diaper changes and 30-minute feeds, and I don't really see the sharing of the room working out.
So
So,
build a bunk bed.
how quickly will you leave for the hospital this time, or another home birth? We're doing a home birth this time, an intentional home birth.
Intentional.
I'm super excited about it. I have always wanted to do a home birth. I was too afraid. So when I was pregnant with Callie, we had a friend who was only weeks ahead of me, and she was doing a home birth, and I was like so enamored with it, Danielle and Darren. And I was like, how amazing to like birth your baby at home and then just like start living your life, right, with your baby. Like you just go up to, you're just in bed already at home. I thought it was so amazing, but I was way too scared about a natural birth. And I was like, I have to have an epidural. There's no way I can handle that pain. I don't want to. So I kind of just put it in the back of my head, and I had my next 2 kids in hospitals with epidurals.
You said next 2, but you had the next kid because you already had
Yeah, I had Callie and Judah in hospitals, epidural, like really easy pushing, and they were good hospital deliveries. And then when I had Hosanna,
Click here to watch that video.
Don't do that because I don't know how to put a link right there. I will put that in the description if you haven't seen that
Just
video.
click right here, right here.
If you haven't seen that video
Over there.
yet. But when
the video is of Hosanna.
Yes, when I accidentally birthed her at home.
Unintentional.
That's what accidentally means. Did not have any drugs. And I was like so freaked out and scared by it. But I did it. And now I know I can do it. And that recovery was way better than both of my epidurals. And so I want to do it again. And I'm super, super excited about it.
It's gonna be fun. She's watching a lot of videos right now on it, so I'm coming up to bed at night with groaning women, which is fine. I mean, I love childbirth. I just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do a water birth or just kind of be like roaming the streets. And does this sweet baby affect any future fostering plans?
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, because we don't have enough room via the state to have another child in our home. You have to have a certain dynamic of beds per room, per child, per whatever, and with another child, we will not meet that standard unless we move. So, unfortunately, I don't know if we've told them that yet, but hey guys, if you're watching, this will affect our future foster plans.
Yeah, so we're on hold right now, and part of me has been like, we can go off of hold until it's closer to the due date and whatnot, but the last 2 kids that I've had, we've had foster placements during that time, and it's been really, really rough. So for our mental health, we're just going to keep it on hold until later down the road. How far apart will Hosanna and baby number 4 be? 2.5 years, which is the furthest gap. I think someone else asked how far apart are all the kids. The first 2 are like 21 months, I think, and Judah and Hosanna are 17 months, and then Hosanna in this next baby will be 1.5 years apart, which is the longest stretch we've gone. I'm excited for this gap. She's potty trained. And 2.5, I think 2.5 is gonna be a good gap. Do you get moody in the first trimester? I got so moody and irritable in the first trimester. How was I the first trimester?
Irritable and moody. Yeah. And not a ton of energy too. So moody,
my
angry,
hormones
off the chain.
Are out of whack when I get pregnant, like immediately.
Mine too.
I'm very moody, irritable.
That's also what happens if we eat tacos.
We eat tacos.
Yeah. Afterwards.
Yeah, so that on top of being super, super tired, on top of working full time, on top of taking care of the 3 kids, I've been a lovely person.
Yeah, I've been helping.
I didn't say you haven't been helping.
Sounded like it. It's not like you didn't have a husband. Taking care of all the kids, working full time, and my husband just sits on the couch and eats Cheeto Puffs. It's like Okay.
2 more questions.
Cool.
How are you preparing for possible PPD or PPA? This is why I'm hesitant to be pregnant again. So if you don't know, PPD is postpartum depression. PPA is postpartum anxiety. I think not having foster kids here is going to be helpful in the amount of stress postpartum. And actually I was telling someone the other day, I encapsulated my placenta, put it in pills, and popped those pills after I had Callie, and I did not have postpartum depression after her, and I did with the next 2 that I did not do that with.
You do that at all birth when you encapsulate it? Well, because in the hospital, I remember I didn't have to do nothing, but I'm gonna have to be like catching it and putting it in the cooler and delivering it, right? Well, who's gonna do it?
The midwife.
Oh, nice, cool.
But yeah, so that's an interesting thing that I think I'm going to experiment with, doing that, and then I think also just not having all of the added chaos. We already have 3. I think if we just added the chaos of foster care, I'm hoping. I mean, who knows? It's a chemical imbalance, so that could have had nothing to do with it, but it probably had something to do with it. Okay, last question. Will you be done after this one?
I am done. I am done. I want no more.
Is that your actual answer?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Okay.
Just kidding. I don't know, babe. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm yawning. I don't know. Sure, we'll have more. It's a whole heaping house of them.
Okay.
Do you want to have more?
I think that we are done having biological kids.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think that this is going to be my last biological pregnancy. I think that fostering and adoption have been something
Sure. Yeah.
in both of our hearts for a long time. I know me as a child, and actually many of you probably don't know this, but we went through the beginning stages of the adoption process before Callie, and we found out we were pregnant with her, and then cut that off, and then just like we actually switched to fostering after that, but then we just kept having kids. But I do think that this is my last biological kid, and whatever God does after that with adding family members, we'll see. I used to want like 10 kids. I no longer have that desire in my heart. I think after this, we'll just see what God has for us.
Yeah, we'll see.
I could see us having this bunch for a little bit, and then like 5 years down the road being like, hey.
I don't see that.
Okay, well.
Just kidding. I don't have any plan. Honestly, it is what it is. Who cares?
All right. Those were all of the top most asked questions that had like 5 or more of the same thing being asked. And I think I got them all. That's it.
But if you have any more questions, you can always ask.
Sure.
Click here.
No, don't click anywhere. If you have any more questions, ask in the comments. Make sure you are following me over on Instagram at Desiree at Home. I'm on stories all the time.
And I'm on there on Saturdays. And don't forget, as always, to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that little bell button right here and ding it over here.
It's gonna be right there. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to put the bell button right there. All right, see you later.
And toodles.